Mr. President, India welcomes the report of the Secretary General contained in document S/2025/670 on the ways and means by which the Security Council could contribute to this issue. The report notes that the diversion and illicit trafficking of small arms and light weapons continue to sustain terrorist groups and armed organizations in several conflict-affected regions. It highlights that porous borders, weak stockpile security, and cross-border trafficking networks enable the steady flow of such weapons, while improvised and craft-produced weapons further complicate tracing and accountability. The illicit trafficking of small arms and related ammunition continues to be a major factor sustaining armed groups and terrorist organizations. The consistent access of such entities to weapons highlights the need for coordinated action to prevent their acquisition. The Security Council must continue to uphold a zero-tolerance approach to terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, and to those who facilitate, sponsor, finance, or enable the use and movement of such weapons. Arms embargoes authorized by this Council are an important tool to restrict the flow of weapons into conflict zones and must be implemented consistently, objectively, and without selectivity. Mr. President, India has fought the scourge of terrorism for several decades and is therefore aware of the dangers posed by the diversion and illicit transfer of small arms and ammunition to armed non-state actors and terrorist groups. India has suffered due to cross-border terrorism carried out using illicit weapons trafficked across our borders, including now through the use of drones. The increase in the volume and sophistication of such arsenals reminds us that these groups cannot sustain themselves without being enabled, financed, or supported. In this regard, India welcomes the consensus outcome document at the 8th Biennial Meeting of States on the UN Programme of Action on Small Arms and Light Weapons that recognize the adverse effects of illicit arms trade in exacerbating terrorism.